the biggest challenge here is the budget. So our recruitment team has a goal to find candidates with the special technologies, ready to work in a great culture, but sometimes with the medium in comparison with the market salary. And because we work closely with the project managers, hiring managers, we try to understand their needs and provide the best solution.
Welcome to the All-In Recruitment podcast by Manatal, where we explore best practices, learnings, and trends with leaders in the recruitment space. If you like our content so far, please subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Spotify to stay tuned for our weekly episodes. I am your host, Lydia, and joining us today is Evgenia Pavlova of ECM Consulting. Welcome to the show, Evgenia, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me.
You've been in the tech staffing consulting space for a few years now, I understand. So tell us a little bit more about your role here, Evgenia.
ECM Consulting is a Canadian-based company. My role is I'm the director and the owner of the company. So we focus on delivering specialized services for IT engineering companies. We also work with the big organizations in the IT departments. We work with consulting companies as well as small and medium-sized companies. So speaking about the company services, it can be most of the time it's related to the project, can be project staffing or business processes outsourcing, task management, advisory services. And most of the time we focus on the client, not on a particular location. And it means that we work pretty much everywhere and help our clients to solve their problems in different parts of the world. In 2021, we established the acceleration program oriented on small companies. And for this program, we engaged a lot of young professionals and students, and we engaged them in various business tasks and try to enhance their skills in a professional and behavioral areas. Speaking about myself, I have been working in business more than 17 years, and I started as an HR professional, and I did pretty much worked in different areas like recruitment, management, performance management, orientation programs, graduate recruitment. I work for big companies, and since 2011, I joined an IT company and focused more on providing consulting services for my clients. And I worked in different countries like Germany, United States, and now I'm in Canada since 2019.
I think it's interesting that you brought up a few key points. One is the fact that you have to work all over the world to locate these talents. And second, also, we'll go into that later, maybe on looking at inexperienced or rather fresh graduates as a talent pool to look at for future readiness. So moving on, what are some areas that you might have prioritized in this role? Especially, we've seen increased emergence of advanced technology within the staffing and recruitment space.
Speaking about the technologies, that's true. We work in the IT world. And first of all, it's a very global area. And our company has a priority to provide high quality and at the same time cost-effective services because everyone is interested in budget. For this reason, we utilize different solutions and tools based on AI. We work with the market-leading providers such as Manatal to achieve this goal. So there's tools assist us with the storing and monitoring candidates, collect the information, simplify the research process by integrating with the various professional networks like LinkedIn. For us, it's very important when we work with our clients to understand their business environment, sometimes cultural environment. And for these needs, we have a very strong software. And it's somehow unique because it's something like advanced recruitment technology. So we implement AI and machine learning tools to go through the large number of applications and identify the most suitable candidates. For example, I'm an account manager and I'm also a recruiter, and I closely work with the client, with the company. I know their culture, I know hiring managers. But what can happen if I need to go to some other role? Maybe I have an internal rotation within the company or somewhere else. Of course, as a responsible employee, I will prepare different materials, guidelines, and I will teach other employees how to deal with a particular client. But there is no guarantee that a new team member, they follow all the instructions precisely, or the situation can change. So for this reason, it's one of the reasons we created this tool that analyzes our recruitment experience. I'm not speaking about analyzes job description, but our recruitment experience based on interview, feedback from hiring managers, stakeholders, or candidates. And most companies, they have they use very typical job descriptions, and sometimes they use one job description for different roles, just very basic set of skills, which does not give us enough information what kind of professional they need for the particular project. And to understand this better, we collect all this information, because all hiring managers or stakeholders, they have their priority. For example, manager A values international experience, and manager B considers that a certificate is a significant asset. So by using and collecting this knowledge in the recruitment process, so we can focus on essential aspects, and we can get the better selection in comparison with the selection based on job description only. Yeah. So it's one point. So another advantage is machine learning AI tools. They don't have like biased approach, and they can collect and contact all possible candidates related to their professional skills. Another very big advantage is the market knowledge. Since I mentioned that we work pretty much in the international area, we understand that some technologies can be more developed in one country and can be not very well developed in other countries due to different reasons.
So this software that you talk about that is advanced, it's created in-house, is it?
Yes, it's our in-house solution. And we have started that at the beginning of this year. So it's still on some development stage. So when the tool goes through like huge databases, it's a significant challenge for researchers to analyze all this data, to understand which market can be the best for us to get the best candidates, especially for people who need to work with the bulk data. So this technology helps us to contact as many possible areas as we need and get better access to candidates. Let's say we need the experts with SAP, let's say, or Microsoft. And we know that in some countries, Microsoft is very developed, but in some countries might not be. And we need to understand that which market can be the best for us in terms of getting the bigger number of potential candidates with the required skills. So these machine learning algorithms can analyze the market potential and provide us with a report. For example, United States is the country with the big number of experts with the skills you require. And maybe some other countries, you probably need to start with the United States if you are interested in this particular technology. And the last and my favorite, that AI tools can replace recruiters. Because we're all humans, we have our capacity, our speed, and we have holidays and vacations. So this tool can replace two-free recruiters. And what I like the most, it can work without weekends. It can work without holidays, and always with the same speed. So if we can set up the priority, like we need to get the number of potential, like the number of candidates' resumes within 2 or 3 days, we will get that. With recruiters, it depends on, like, they need to do more job, and it takes more time for humans to analyze all this information.
Yes, definitely. And in terms of looking or identifying these specialized tech talent, right? As you mentioned earlier, how do you go about streamline? I understand that the technology itself gives you the base to work off of in terms of finding that talent, but in terms of the process itself, what goes into finding specialized tech talent?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So since our company works with different clients, the process can be very complicated and depends on the client's requirements and sometimes their corporate culture. For example, some companies are interested in candidates with the passion for growth, and they are ready to invest a lot in their skills and performance improvement. But sometimes they don't have budgets, and they more likely offer lower salary, but multiple opportunities such as international assignment or internal rotation or any other benefits. So here, our company's role is to provide the project-based team to support various aspects of our clients' IT business operations. And as I mentioned, the biggest challenge here is the budget. So our recruitment team has a goal to find candidates with the special technologies ready to work in a great culture, but sometimes with the medium in comparison with the market salary. And because we work closely with the project managers, hiring managers, we try to understand their needs and provide the best solution. And sometimes they have so many requirements that it can be like very hard to achieve or sounds unrealistic. In this case, when we have this requirement, we focus more on profile rather than location. And that means that we need to do our research pretty much everywhere. And for these reasons, we utilize our software AI tool, which help us to achieve the goals. But also to find the right candidate doesn't mean that we can easily get this candidate, because very often it means relocation. So another big work for us is to organize the relocation process for selected candidates. We have different programs, and it depends on the location. In general, the programs include help with adaptation, language courses if needed, and also cultural integration, because I believe, and as a person who traveled a lot, worked a lot in different countries, it's a very, very big step to move from one country to another country. So by applying this approach, we solve different problems. First of all, we have access to a bigger number of candidates and professionals. And also we help our clients if they have any diversity strategy. For example, if they need to have more female professionals in their team and they don't have enough female candidates in their domestic local area. Some clients, companies, they're opposite. They are not interested in someone junior or middle. They would like to hire experts who can join their team and start working on their projects right away. So yeah, I am speaking about senior professionals. So they expect very extensive experience, knowledge of the particular technology, and sometimes it can be industry knowledge. And in this case, we also don't limit ourselves by geographical location and try to work pretty much everywhere, because knowledge and experience are priorities for our clients. And they less think about motivation or passion for growth. They more think about the value this expert can bring to the organization. There's another problem sometimes, not only the expectations, but also the location of the company. We work a lot with manufacturing companies, and they can be in a very, let's say, northern area, or they can be far away from big cities, and it's not so easy.
And they require on-site expertise, is
it? At least hybrid mode right now, but before, yes. You should go to this area, you should see what's going on, you should speak with the project managers, stakeholders, businesses, and it's not so easy to attract candidates to move to this area.
How do you go about engaging these candidates, or rather trying to convince them to come about to take on new roles in other countries and make that relocation happen for them?
We have a compromise with our clients. If we speak about experts, we engage them for a particular period of time, because basically what they need someone who can solve the most complicated part of the project, provide any knowledge transfer, teach the local employees, the team, how to work with this new technology. And for people who can bring this knowledge, it's easy if they go for a certain period of time, let's say for half a year. For half a year does not seem for all your life, and you can come back home. We also organize trips back home and create different opportunities. If someone cannot take their family with them, we try to organize trips to home at least 2-3 times per month. Also, we benefit if candidates want to work like longer hours, so we benefit them with the bonuses. It also I think it's a motivation that works in all countries. We try to focus on someone who has enough expertise to come to the client, solve their problem or implement the solution or organize something they need as quickly as possible, like half a year, maximum a year, and then the local team can continue to work with this technology.
So the emphasis is on business continuity when bringing in that talent, right?
Yeah. Another problem with the experts, technologists, sometimes if you know the particular technology, doesn't mean that you can join the particular project. For example, we have a request configuration management database expert, which doesn't sound like something very complicated or hard, but it's very important to speak with the hiring managers to understand their needs. And another important thing is to understand exactly what solution the company uses or maybe is going to use. If we speak about configuration management, is it ServiceNow or PMC Atrium? What kind of certificates the company expects from the potential candidate? Also, it's very important to understand asset management, because it can be hardware or software or license. So the bigger company is, the more complicated, the bigger number of assets they have. And if someone has experience in configuration management but never worked with the high number of assets, it can be also a problem. In a country like Canada, knowledge of the language is important as well, especially if we speak about French. Quebec area, it can be a requirement. By understanding all those requirements, we can see that the number of potential candidates is decreasing a lot, because at the beginning we spoke only about the configuration management. But if we know what kind of technology solution, language knowledge, market knowledge, for example, for technologies like SAP, industry knowledge can be important as well, because their solutions sometimes don't work. They might work very well for insurance industry, but maybe they don't work for aerospace or manufacturing companies. So we need to take into consideration lots of details, and that's why we created this tool to keep and track, record all this data, to use it in the future, because clients don't like to repeat the same things again and again, right?
Yeah, and moving on to that little bit of information you gave earlier, you mentioned looking into younger or other slightly more inexperienced hires who are coming into the workforce as one of the ways to diversify your talent pool. So how might this be beneficial to companies in the long term?
We have started this program in 2021, and it was pretty much because of the COVID situation. Many companies, they have to change their processes, and many big companies closed their projects, so they put it on hold. And we decided to refocus on medium and smaller companies. And we realized for medium and smaller companies, budget means a lot. And of course, in comparison with big organizations, they're limited with the budget. And we created this accelerating program. We call it Careers Corner. And we hire pretty much students and graduates to do tasks for our clients, various organizations, and increase their professional value and also personal skills. So this program is designed to set up a request-based center. So where young professionals can act, we call them students consultants, and they can provide different services such as digital marketing, graphic design, testing, programming, data and analysis, and many other related to those areas tasks. Basically, the best benefit for students is to try different tasks to explore their potential. But this center also has many benefits for our company and for our clients as well. First of all, it's cost effective and it's a very fast hiring process because when you have access to a large number of young talents at the same time, you have a choice and you can hire as many as you need. And there are no extra costs for education because all participants, we would call them participants, they learn while working. And by engaging young professionals in different projects, we can get valuable resources for our company as well, because our participants learn how to work with different clients, how to follow their professional style. They learn that professional style can be different. Someone is faster, someone needs more time to make decisions. And our clients have the opportunity to hire successful students if they like, and it will be based on their successful cooperation. So actually, this program is designed for anyone, and the students can teach other students and help to mentor new in-place. So basically, we share the same tasks between 2 or 3 participants to make sure that we will receive the result. And this approach also helps them to work within a team, learn about synergy, which is also can be very valuable skill for the market, and they will maybe would like to get another job.
Is this program any different from an internship, for example? The term internship versus the program that you have, is there any difference between the 2?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different because internship basically is oriented for the particular job. So we hire student or graduate young professional to do the certain tasks within a period of time, 3 months, 4 months. So the program duration is between 6 and 12 months. And all students, they engaged in different projects. So they can try their skills in marketing or recruitment or data analysis, depending on what they can do. After this program, participants have a choice. So they can stay with us as a permanent employees. They can join our clients, or they can go somewhere else because they will get the valuable experience. And also during their work and participate in different projects, they can get feedback all the time and identify their strengths and areas for improvement. And sometimes they can change their mind. So I have examples then someone joined our program being very confident that this person will be a marketing specialist in the future, but by given a chance to participate in different projects, sometimes not related to marketing at all, for example, recruitment or client communication or any other projects, they change their mind because they found that they demonstrate better results in something else. So this is one of the best benefits of this program, and because it gives flexibility for young professionals to adapt their skills to diverse tasks and projects. And the most important, to understand what professional areas interest them the most. And of course, we always can make some adjustments based on feedback and project's experience.
And this project is currently still running? You're still running?
Yes, we have it's nonstop. We work
since the pandemic, right? So that's what, 3 years?
Since 2021. Yeah, that's correct. We receive requests from our clients and we provide with the potential solutions of what exactly we can do, how we can help them under the supervision. So I'm participating in this on a program level, but we also have supervisors who discuss with clients tasks, responsible supervisors. When we get the task, we engage to solve the client's problem, to work on their project. And then when we are ready to identify how much time we need to complete the task, and then we prepare the draft. If we speak about data analysis, we prepare the draft of the market they're interested in or any other information. If they find it useful, we prepare the final report. If they need some adjustments or corrections or add some more details, we adjust that.
And this has definitely brought added value to multiple parties in this in this sense, right? It's not just a client, it's not just the company, but also the individual. Have there been cases where they've stuck around and they've maybe joined a client or stayed on with you?
Yeah, it's a fact that if you want to hire young professionals without any business experience, first of all, it can be high risk that they will simply don't like this job. If you don't have experience, you don't know which area can interest you the most. But for clients, it means that they need to pay salary and they need to invest their time for this education process. They need to invest their budgets. And if they see that there's no interest on both sides, it will be very unproductive way of cooperation. If they wanted to work with students on this task-based, they will not spend much money, they will not spend much time, but they will get the result anyway. And they can also see if they like to work with this team, or maybe they prefer to work with someone else, and what kind of task they can share for this team or for another team. So it's always very valuable way of cooperating, and the most important for smaller companies, cost effective. They don't need to spend much. We try to make projects, divide project on small parts to make it cheaper, so they don't feel like they spend a lot, which is, I think, important for small companies.
Right, and that's a great value add as a service, just looking into the greater need or cutting short that time that a client might spend on, as you mentioned earlier, orientation or training or briefing, going through that entire process. That takes time. So it's almost like an onboarding, and not quite, because you've already plugged that in. Is that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's correct. Clients, like small companies, they have a small team. So it means that everyone does a lot of job, and sometimes the owners are also in place and they have to do different tasks. Those that they simply don't have much time to provide this orientation program or teach students, young professionals, how to engage into business. But in this case, they benefit because they will explain to us what exactly we need to do. We will provide the results, and there's a team inside that can control, communicate, and discuss the task within each other. So we don't engage our clients into this process. We just share the result. Of course, if we have some particular questions, that we will ask them. But yes, the goal is to share the result and make some adjustments, or maybe the client will accept the draft without any adjustments. It happens very often. And everyone is happy.
Indeed, everyone's happy. That's what I can see from this. Now, I know you've spoken about this earlier a little bit about recruitment technology, but in your experience, actually, you did speak about it extensively. But we'll go back to that question. In your experience, what would you say is the impact of recruitment technology for your business and even for finding specialized tech talent?
Well, the impact is huge, because the clients, despite of their size, they want to get the cost-effective solution. And by utilizing technologies, we can solve major problems. First of all, keep the data internally, and the AI solution help to analyze that and provide solutions when they need to hire someone new. Recommendations for this client, this candidate will be the perfect match based on the information I have in my data. So second, technologies help us to work globally. Again, we don't know much about the markets. Markets can be very different. We can conclude that in some countries, they probably have these technologies developed in other countries, but sometimes we work with something new. We don't know for sure. Without technologies, it will take us significant time and efforts and resources to get all this information and provide the report. So if you want to focus on SAP or Microsoft or any other Oracle, it's better to go this location or that location because we will be more successful. So definitely AI technology help us to solve this problem. And you just need to check or make some adjustments. And it's especially important because we work with the clients. Sometimes we don't have much time to respond. The project can be urgent or they have urgent needs. We have a couple of days to respond. And it's simply impossible if you have only human in place who can do that. So with technologies, we can work much faster.
Well, Evgenia, thank you so much. You've been really generous with your sharing with us today and all your insights. So for anyone who's listening in who wants to pick up a conversation with you, where can they find you or where can they connect with you?
I have a LinkedIn profile, Evgenia Pavlova, ECM Consulting. And also, please feel free to contact me through my email, e.pavlova@ecm-space.com. I would be happy to connect.
Thank you so much, Evgenia. It's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. We have been in conversation with Evgenia Pavlova of ECM Consulting. Thank you for joining us, and remember to subscribe to stay tuned for more weekly episodes from All in Recruitment.